This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222. Hi there, I'm Professor Michael Chapman. I'm a very experienced fertility specialist and have looked after thousands of women over the years and ended up with thousands of pregnancies. And one of the joys of my life is helping women get to the point where they get what they want, which is a baby. I currently am the medical director of Life Fertility Sydney, which is a new clinic that I established with 4 other colleagues only 3 or 4 months ago. Already we're getting babies, or perhaps not babies, we're certainly getting pregnancies at a rate that's well above the national average. So we're very excited and look forward to caring for anybody that wants fertility treatment. One of our advantages in particular is that we're more affordable than the other premium units, something in the order of $1,500 to $2,000 cheaper than the major competitors, the big corporates. Anyway, tonight I thought we'd talk about miscarriage. It's a common problem and it's commonly underestimated by most people other than those who actually are suffering. Particularly GPs and indeed specialists don't really understand the significance of a miscarriage. So it's been one of my interests over many, many years, and caring for the patients through that process and then looking forward to the next pregnancy is something that I find really rewarding. So let's go back to basic nature. Nature is actually not very nice. 1 in every 6 pregnancies that is created through a natural conception actually results in a miscarriage. So when you're 30 years old and you get pregnant, there's a 15% chance that even after your positive pregnancy test and even after your first scan, if it's done very early, 15%, 1 in every 6 of those pregnancies is going to fail. As you get older, unfortunately, the figures get worse. At 40, it is more like 1 in 5. And at 45, if you happen to get pregnant spontaneously at 45, the risk of a miscarriage is almost 50%. So why is this so? Why is it that nature, that ultimately should be creating babies for the next generation, why is it so nasty to the human race? Because if you look at other animals, their miscarriage rates are nowhere near what they are in our situation. In part, that is related to the fact that most animals actually produce multiple pregnancies, and therefore losing one of those doesn't particularly matter because the litter will still be delivered. In the human, we only have 1 baby at a time. In over 90% of cases, 98% of cases, will be a singleton pregnancy because only a single egg was released. So what is it that causes a miscarriage to occur? Now, through the IVF process and our increasing understanding of the genetics of embryos, we begin to realize what the situation is. And that is that eggs from a woman, even at the age of 30, will produce embryos that are actually genetically abnormal in nearly 50% of embryos. So these abnormal embryos, nature is getting rid of. Now, most of them will actually be got rid of even before a missed period, but some will go on. And when we look at the chromosome makeup of ladies who have miscarriages at 6 to 8 weeks of pregnancy, we find that nearly 60 to 70% of those will have a genetically abnormal embryo. And it's basically nature making sure that these embryos don't persist. So that's the majority reason for a miscarriage.
And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website www.theivfjourney.com and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.